Agency for International Programs for Youth is a state institution that is responsible for the implementation of youth policy in Latvia. By the support of European Commission, agency is implementing non-formal learning programs, Erasmus+, Youth in Action, and the European Solidarity Corps. The aim of these programs is to raise skills and competencies for young people, and it's possible for non-governmental organizations and municipalities to submit projects regarding voluntary work, youth exchanges, and other types of projects. In the agency, we are providing support for youngsters in the age from 13 till 30 to improve their skills and competencies with an aim to promote active participation, social inclusion, cultural dialogue. And we are also providing support for youth workers, thus raising their qualification and competencies in such topics as human rights, solidarity, cultural diversity. We are also providing support for municipalities with an aim to help them to plan their work in long term and more strategically to increase the quality of youth work in municipalities.
So one of particular projects that was run by the agency and still running it is EUtopia, Diversity in Changing Europe. This is a long-term project that has been happening already 6 years. We like to call it slow youth work because this project consists of 4 parts. First, participants have home assignment when they have to read and analyze, and we meet once to discover diversity from different viewpoints. Then they also do practice project, and then we meet again. And why we came up with this idea, it was back like 7 years ago, and we felt like that there were some changes in Europe happening, and particularly then many nationalistic parties got power in many different countries in Europe, and we felt like that there was a change happening, and maybe youth work also should tackle this and work with young people in local communities. So we started with that, and then we try to develop. We are still working like this. Every year we see what's happening in Europe, what are these changes. We have discovered that change is happening every year, but it might be a bit different. So we come from that, and we kind of discover what is the context of young people now, where they live. And then we try to put the diversity issues in this context. We also felt like sometimes we tend to, when we work with young people, we tend to do this approach where diversity is taken as a, this thing per se. It's something that should be and something that is good. And it's not being analyzed enough. So in this project, in EUtopia, we try to look at diversity rather from value-based perspective, not from normative perspective. And we try to actually see what is good out of it, and we also try to ask critical questions. And sometimes it's very hard when we work with groups. We always have international groups from Europe and also from Balkan countries, and sometimes when we have to analyze and we have to, talk about our identities and where we come from and how our beliefs about diversity is built, it can be challenging. But I think it's very needed. Because when we work with young people, we can't just approach things that, that it's just good to be diverse and that's it. Otherwise, we actually can't deal with some difficult situations. I think that this project is very horizontal and it tackles many of them in a way, because it also helps people to understand how to approach things more critically, how to analyze and how to think about not only your country, but how to think in a broader context of Europe and the world, and also how to see this interconnection between these things. But if I would have to choose one, I would say that this project is helping to reduce inequalities and bring social inclusion. And this project is not finished. You're still welcome to join. And at the end of this year, we're going to have another open call for a new group of people. So you can follow information on saltoyouth.net webpage or on the webpage of the National Agency of Erasmus Plus program of Latvia or any other country in Europe.